Join Boise State Public Radio for a concert with blues rock guitarist and vocalist Coco Montoya at the Treefort Music Hall in Boise, February 13th, with reserved seating. A night with Coco Montoya and his band. Find details and a link for tickets at boisestatepublicradio.org.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector, Idaho Daily News. Good morning, I'm Tammy Tremblay. It's Thursday, February 6th, and here are today's headlines. A $50 million tax credit plan that would subsidize private school tuition for families in Idaho barely passed out of committee on Wednesday. James Dawson reports.
The bill from several Republican legislative leaders would let families apply for a refundable tax credit up to $5,000 per child for education expenses. Supporters like Republican Representative David Cannon have said repeatedly the bill would not take money away from public schools.
The public education budget would remain constant, unchanged, whether we pass this legislation or not.
The legislation survived by a single vote. Republican Representative Britt Raybould says she opposed it because of its lack of oversight and because it conflicts with her political philosophy.
This is redistribution of wealth. It is a government subsidy.
Cannon said the majority of emails the committee received opposed the bill. That aligns with Boise State University's most recent statewide survey, which shows 53% of Idahoans oppose private school subsidies compared to 38% who support them. The bill now goes to the House floor. James Dawson, Boise State Public Radio News.
State officials are being sued over book laws, according to the Idaho Statesman. The 5 book publishing giants joined Donnelly Public Library District, a high school librarian, several authors, and Idaho students with their parents. They are suing over a 2024 law that allows people to challenge library books deemed harmful to minors and sue if the books aren't removed. The lawsuit was filed in the U.S. District Court on Tuesday. The lawsuit argues that the law in question, House Bill 710, is vague, confusing, and violates the First Amendment right to free speech, as well as promotes discrimination over sexual orientation and gender identity. There are many defendants listed, including the Idaho Attorney General, the prosecutors from Ada County, Nez Perce County, and Valley County, also the City of Eagle. Dan Novak, vice president of Penguin Random House, said at a news conference that the publishers, authors, and libraries have a right to share viewpoints in the marketplace of ideas, and that students have a right to learn. He said governments can publish their own thoughts and, quote, let the best ideas win. An Eagle Library trustee told the Idaho Statesman he could not comment on the lawsuit. The Nez Perce County prosecutor declined to comment, and no other defendants responded to requests for comment. President Trump's executive orders calling for mass deportation have been followed by legislation on the state level. On Wednesday, an Idaho immigrant rights organization spoke out against recent Idaho bills. Gazelle Salas was at the Capitol and has more.
Poder of Idaho denounced legislation that would allow state law enforcement to oversee detention and deportation of anyone without legal status in Idaho. Attorney Maria Andrade spoke in the Capitol Rotunda.
Right now, immigration law is a civil matter that only trained immigration agents enforce because civil violations don't get you sent to jail, right? Criminal ones do.
Ruby Mendez, Poder's co-executive director, says the bill threatens Idaho's economy and could destabilize local communities, all while reinforcing harmful stereotypes about immigrants.
We are essential. And we know it, and we recognize it, and our community will continue to prove that through our work.
House Bill 83 passed out of committee Wednesday morning. Giselle Salas, Boise State Public Radio News.
A record number of passengers moved through the Boise airport last year. KTVB reports that the airport welcomed almost 5 million passengers and saw an 81% increase in passengers between 2014 and 2024. A multi-year terminal expansion project is underway at the airport to keep up with growth. And that's today's episode of The Connector. I'm Tammy Tremblay, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, check out boisestatepublicradio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. Thanks for listening.
We're more than just podcasts and a radio station at Boise State Public Radio. We're a trusted resource and a lifeline for communities across Idaho. It's up to all of us to safeguard public media's future. You can learn more at protectmypublicmedia.org. Together, we can ensure that Boise State Public Radio remains a trusted resource for you and your neighbors for generations to come.